tell us about the roughest crowd or the worst outing that you had and where it was.
Shreveport, Louisiana.
All right, set it up for us. And so what's happening to you?
I just read the crowd room.
What kind of crowd did we have in Shreveport?
It was a club.
Okay.
You know, and I thought I had some pretty good material.
You weren't progressive enough, or you didn't understand the situation, and none of your stuff was hidden.
So I was just a shot in the dark.
Proud of you, proud of me, I'm proud of us, I'm proud of us, yeah.
Welcome to another episode of East Texas Unfiltered. I'm your host, J. Chad Parker. Today, we're going to have a few laughs, hopefully. We're going to learn about something that many of us have privately thought to ourselves. Could I ever get on stage at an open mic and do a stand-up comedic routine? Well, today we're going to talk to a man who late in life, about 2 years ago, decided on this course. His name is Ed Moore. Ed Moore, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Ed, I want to know a little bit about you. I've learned about you just meeting you, but you grew up in Tyler, Texas?
Born and raised.
Your father, I had seen in my research, was a councilman for about 6 years at the city of Tyler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, District 3.
His name was Ed Moore as well?
Yeah, I'm a junior.
And it looked like, in the bio that, your dad, Ed, he worked out at Goodyear.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a chance to work out at Goodyear? Do you ever do that?
They did. They had a thing that they used to do where they hire children of people that worked there, and they called it summer help. Right. And they only allowed us to help out during the summer for those couple of months. So I get to do that a couple times in the summer with them. But at that time, he was union president and stuff by then. He was in the office all the time. He didn't do any actual work. He just sat and talked to people. So that was fun.
We had Chris Cooper, the builder, on the podcast, and he talked about that. He had uncles, father, people that worked out there, and he eventually went out there for a while because it was a big place. It was a good job.
Yeah.
But you, other than that, that's not anything you ever did.
No, because by the time it was time for me to do that, they had shut down.
Where did you go to high school?
I went to John Tyler my freshman, sophomore year, graduated junior, senior year from Gorman, TK Gorman.
What was it that, I guess, caused you, your parents, or whatever, to make the move over to TK Gorman?
It was athletic based. I was at John Tyler on varsity playing ball, and been playing ball over the summer with AAU and different teams and Team Texas and everything. And they said you need to get more time where you are at home. You know what I mean? And I was good with Joey. I played Joey Martin. Chris Lowe, they had a great team. I work out with those guys all the time, and it was just a little easier for me to just go on and head over there with them.
Yeah, because, but John Tyler, historically, it was called John Tyler then. It's Tyler High now.
Tyler.
Historically, there were some great basketball athletes that came through that program.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know a guy named Chris Bates.
Chris Bates?
Yeah.
I've heard of.
In the old days, Chris Bates was the first guy to start for John Tyler at the time on varsity as a sophomore when they were loaded every year. He could touch the top of the backboard. It made me think of you when I saw some of your highlights.
I could get up there. Back then, I don't know about now, but yeah, I could get up there a little bit back then.
You also mentioned Joey Martin. That's funny, that connection. Joey Martin's sister, one of them, is Randy Martin, which, of course, is Randy Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' mother.
Right.
And I knew Joey. Joey was a good coach, and, we had some contact with him, but he coached over at Gorman, didn't he?
Yeah, he coached at Gorman. At the time, he was young. I don't want to speak on him now, but he would still get out there and play ball with us and beat up on us at practice. So it was fun.
He played some college ball, I thought.
He did play some college ball. I'm not sure if I remember where.
Yeah, I can't either. But anyway, it looked like that you were, if I had to guess, you'd probably be first team all district, all state, or something in that private school league, right?
I got first team all district, state. I got East Texas MVP. So that was pretty cool.
And that includes all the schools,
right?
Because you were you play in size. You were 6. What are you? 6'2", 6'3"?
6'2".
All right, and you could dunk. Obviously, if anybody ever Googles your YouTube videos, that's what you sent me.
Yeah, that just someone had sent it to me, and I was like, no way. This looks like it was filmed with a potato, but you know what I mean.
I mean, it looks like old film.
Yeah, it's old. You know what I mean. It was old film, and I was like, I don't know who did it, man, but appreciate it.
But as far as your education over at TK Gorman, did you feel like that was a pretty good one that prepared you for the college you ultimately went to?
Yeah. It was a lot of things different. You know what I mean? That we focused on that really helped us out a little later. It helped me out.
It's a religious school.
Yeah, it was religious school. It would really benefit you if you went to a religious college. You know what I mean? But they still just the teaching. You were on. I don't want to say that they were a little more focused than it was. It was just less kids. We had
less kids.
Yeah, my graduating class was 34 people.
Right. The teacher ratio over there to student is much smaller.
Mm-hmm.
There's much more attention, probably. Yeah. You probably learned how to sign the cross and do the rosary.
Did all of that.
You went to Mass.
Went to Mass and still had to go to my own church on Sundays with my parents.
But, the experience at TK Gorman helped you, did it not? Did you get a scholarship to play somewhere after?
Yes. I went to TJC, played under Coach Mike Marcus in his second season.
Yeah.
In his second season, and later went on to Charlotte.
And Charlotte, would that be a Division I school?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you played Division I basketball. Did you get to play?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we played. I played point guard.
Did you ever start?
Yeah, started point. I actually went there to be a two guard, and once I got there,
could you shoot?
Yeah,
because a two is a shooter.
Man, listen, I held the record at one point down here. I don't know if it still stands, but I dropped 56 in a game.
I don't know. Pat Mahomes Sr., I think he dropped 50 or 60 somewhere back in the old Lindale days.
Yeah, it was just practice probably.
Yeah.
It was probably a practice.
All right. So you going to Charlotte. Did you graduate from there?
Yeah.
You got a degree? What did you get your degree in?
Psychology.
All right. I guess that was a different experience being in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah. I chose that because it kind of reminded me of Tyler. It was,
Smaller?
It was kind of small, but it was a lot more green. I love the trees and everything. Kind of reminded me of home. It's a bigger town, but it still kind of looked like Tyler, I guess, in a way.
Did you consider any other colleges other than Charlotte?
Yeah, I wanted to get away from here as far as possible.
Yeah, everybody I know says that.
As a kid, but once I left and everything, I realized Tyler was a pretty good place to hang out. But I had offers from SFA, TCU, SMU. Those guys.
It just wasn't far enough away.
My sister went to school down at Baylor, and my parents used to pop up on her all the time, and I wanted to be out of the way so that wouldn't happen to me.
All right. So you go out there, and when you graduate, do you know what you're going to do next?
No, you want to stay in the game as long as you can, but sometimes you get a little burnt out. We went through a lot of coaches, to a point where it's like, man, I'd rather, just kind of work out players. I started doing training, just started training players.
Did you ever go to the NCAA tournament in the years that you played up at Charlotte?
We got one. We made it 1 year.
How far to end did y'all make it?
First round. First round.
Who beat y'all?
George Mason.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you come out, you've obviously got talent, the game. And so you figure, hey, I can probably do better financially doing that than using a psychology degree.
Yeah. Well, what made me kind of step back, my first job was CPS, Child Protective Services.
And that's ugly.
Yeah.
Right?
It got, especially at 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll come back to it in a few years. I told myself I was going to do it at 40. Then 40 hit last year. And I was like, I still don't feel like going back over there. I don't know if I will.
You probably saw some things that, really caused you to lose faith in some of the people that are alive.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go. My parents saw me going through that. Like, man, just wait, give it some time.
So you went, what did you do next? Did you train people somewhere?
Initially I moved down to Charleston, South Carolina. I started training down there. I wanted to still be kind of on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Met up with, I had my son. My son lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm there a lot now seeing him. But I was there for a while. And then my father and some people in my family got sick and needed some help around these parts. So I came on back a few years before his passing.
Have you ever been to New Orleans?
Yeah, I've been. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't Charleston
reminds you of it. Yeah, the
kind
buildings.
of a cleaner New Orleans?
It's cleaner. They have that same,
that same vibe.
That coasty, it's right there on the beach. It's old. It's one of those old cities.
Right, like old, like, French, way back. Right.
Mm-hmm. It was a city before we were a country type thing. You know what I mean?
Way back then.
Yeah.
All right. So when do you come back to Tyler?
Oof, I don't even remember the actual year now. It was when my dad, he was diagnosed with cancer. So I would say 2013 maybe.
Because I know Ed, it looks like he died in 2020.
Yeah.
December of 2020.
Uh-huh.
And, what kind of cancer did he have? Or was that a fight, or did it go away and come back?
It was on and off. He had pancreatic.
Golly, that's one of the toughest ones to have. Because they really don't give you much of a chance, do they?
No, he fought, though. He stood in and fought pretty hard, pretty long.
We talked about this before we started. We'd done some research on the cut, in North Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And what came up was a video of a man named Ed Moore who was touring through the cut area, pointing out the Alfredo Hotel, which was, during segregation. It was an all-black hotel, right? And there was restaurants, and it was much more vibrant over there back in the old days, if you will.
Yeah. He's told me about, all those stories that was on the cut. I heard those 100 times before the cut was a documentary or whatever. I heard it all. But hearing those stories of like the celebrities that used to come by Tyler and you never know about it, know what I mean?
Because they weren't allowed to stay at a hotel.
Yeah.
And so, there was a movie out, I don't know, several years ago that I watched that I didn't know much about, and it was called The Green Book. Right?
Yeah.
And in that, an Italian guy is hired to drive around a classic pianist, and they go on a tour in the South. And of course, they don't realize, or they start to realize, that there are only so many places that they can stay, right?
Right.
And that's kind of what your dad got into a little bit about the performers and the celebrities that stayed at the Alfredo Hotel.
Yeah.
Because it was the only place they could stay.
They called it the Chitlin Circuit.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Was that the Chitlin Circuit, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. It was in the book, I'm sure. It was in that Green Book.
The Green Book, though, I thought was kind of a guide to African Americans.
Where to go.
Let them know where they could go stay, and they could count on it. Right.
Yeah.
And your dad must have, obviously he had had a heart for service and progress, or he probably wouldn't have served or tried to serve as a city councilman. Right. I mean,
yeah.
And in growing up, did y'all ever have conversations? Did he talk to you kind of about, his philosophy or what he believed in, or, why he did what he did?
I got that all my life. So it always seemed like anytime we talked, it was a meeting,
Right.
It was like, all right, what do we got to do? And, but yeah, he was always, keep your word, be a man of your word,
I assume he wanted more for you than he had an opportunity for at the same age.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah,
I mean,
I wouldn't. I don't know what he would say about me doing comedy right now.
Yeah, I mean, right. I mean, because I could just think about the seriousness of people, African Americans specifically, who all the opportunities were not available when your father Ed was coming up.
Right.
And then he's raising you. You're going over to private school. You're getting a degree from a D1 college. He's probably thinking, hey, everything's wide open in front of you. Or at least he's preaching that, I bet.
He was, but he was good at, teaching me and raising me right, and still giving me the freedom, I guess, to make my own decisions and mess up.
Well, like your dad, my dad passed away, and, it wouldn't be truthful if I said it was always just a great relationship all the time.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, there were highs and lows.
Yeah, for sure.
And, but we were really solid towards the end, and hopefully you and your dad were as well.
Oh yeah, I can't. Man, I don't even say this much, but once I realized once he passed, like that was probably my best friend. That like looked out genuinely. Everything that he said was for me. And for my benefit, and I didn't think about that until I didn't have it.
And then there wasn't somebody saying that.
Yeah, so I was like, oh man.
I mean, there's so many things that that pop in my head that my dad once said that I either halfway was not that excited about or didn't even believe was true, that I now think, that was some wisdom.
I don't want to take anything away from my mom. Great lady, but she was she's a mom, so gave me you can do anything you want to and everything, but then my dad would be like, I don't know about that, son.
Yeah. Okay, so your mom she gave you a lot of freedom.
Yeah. She was just supportive in whatever I wanted to do.
You have any brothers and sisters?
I have one sister, an older sister, Rebecca. She lives in Burleson or Crowley. I think that's kind of the same area up there in Fort Worth area.
All right. In your background, any comedy, anybody in the family's done comedy, anything to get in your mind that this might be something to try later on?
My family-wise, my mom was the kidder. She would always, just kind of mess with people, do little pranks and things like that, and made it, kind of cool to unwind and be cool around her. Family-wise, big family. So, yeah, we got some, I don't know about getting on stage, but yeah, there was always some clowns around.
All right, so you got nobody in the family that's done an open mic night, got up there, that served as any kind of inspiration for you?
Not that I know of, no.
And then when you come back, when your dad was sick, I'm assuming you have to work or do something around here.
Oh, yeah. I worked for a logistics company, just out forklifting and loading up trucks and stuff.
All right, so we've got this time frame when you've come home, and then that time period up to 2023, 2 years ago, when comedy becomes a reality. Is that the right timeline?
Yeah. Actually, this week, I would say either Wednesday or Thursday would be the 2-year anniversary for me. Also my birthday. So I started on an open mic on my birthday 2 years ago, just going up on stage. I had nothing prepared. I really, some friends had signed me up, and I just went up there and did a couple lines, got bit by the bug, didn't get booed or anything, and said, all right, man, I can actually go write some stuff down now and maybe keep trying this thing, and just kept getting better with the reps that I got up.
It's a little different from karaoke, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you done karaoke?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get up there karaoke, it's like, okay, the music's behind you, there's the words.
Yeah.
You just go along. You're either
you're not supposed to be good.
Yeah. I mean, the expectations are so low when you start. Mm-hmm. If you're halfway good, I mean, people are clapping when it's over, right?
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, karaoke.
Maybe when I've done it,
I've seen some karaoke that I've walked out of because it was so good. I was like, this person shouldn't be here.
Right. I mean, you're not going to want to follow that.
No, I'm not following it. But
you might have answered this, because where I was going is, when did comedy first get in your head? Like, it might be something that you want to try.
I've always been a fan of it, like a student of it. I started out, my parents used to have to go to a place that doesn't exist, Movies and Sounds, back in the day, and where you could rent Eddie Murphy's Saturday Night Lives and all of that, and I just sit up and they put it on, and they keep me occupied for
It was kind of like a Blockbuster rental before Blockbuster rental?
Yeah, it was called Movies and Sounds, and I think you still may see a sign or two around here of a closed down one. I think it's one downtown, but... Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you're coming up,
obviously. My bad to cut you off.
No, that's okay. You grew up like we all did. Mm-hmm. Like, listen to things like, you had Saturday Night Live,
had SNL, all of those. Listened to stand-ups. I was I was fairly serious all the time, even playing basketball and being around my buddies and stuff. I didn't talk a lot. So even when I do this comedy and people that have known me for a while, they're like, no way, you barely spoke.
Yeah.
But I would be the the clown on the team and mess with people and stuff like that. So I think my dad doing the council and getting up and speaking in front of people and me seeing him, that really wasn't a big issue for me. Public speaking, I understand that some people say that's one of their biggest fears, but
Right.
I saw that with my mom and dad all the time. My mom sang in gospel groups, and getting up there wasn't an issue. I just wanted to make sure whatever I was saying was funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing, about a comedian. I mean, I can get up there and anybody can get up there
Mm-hmm.
and, introduce themselves. But after that,
Yeah.
the people that are there, they've paid to laugh,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
and so that creates an environment where if you're not very good, it can be a little hostile or be a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Luckily I haven't had to that bad.
Well, I'm gonna ask you that. So the first time you ever did any comedy, you say somebody signed you up,
Mm-hmm.
and where was that?
At Rose City, downtown.
I think we got a photo. Is this it, or is this afterwards?
This after the first, I look comfortable there. That's the new Rose City, but the old one when it was downtown on Front Street, the smaller one, that was my first time up. And
so this is an open mic night, and Rose City primarily is open mic, right? Except for when they bring in comedians.
Yeah, they have the open mic nights at Rose City. That's on Mondays. But any other day, I believe, are just shows that you have to go and sign up. Not sign up, but pay for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They have the big shows. So what I do usually, I hit Rose City Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm in Dallas or somewhere else doing some more mics. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, paid gigs. Try everything out those first few days. The new stuff and everything. If it lands, it lands. If it doesn't, take it out. When
you say paid gigs, you mean you pay to get up there or you get paid?
No, I get paid.
But at Rose City on days other than open mic night, do you have to pay to be up there?
On stage?
Yes.
No, if they want you on stage, they'll take care of you.
Okay. All right. Now, the first time you get up there, you get signed, you go up there. And then how long is it that you find yourself back voluntarily going up there for an open mic?
Next week.
All right. So, I mean, you said the bug bit you. It bit you quick.
It bit me quick. Because I just went up there the first time. My actual first set, I acted like I didn't know what I was doing. I had it planned out. I had a whole notebook and just acting like I couldn't find my jokes in the notebook and just wasting time and saying, it's somewhere in here, guys, promise. And I just kind of act like I spazzed out and turned my back to the crowd. It was good.
I mean, and that was the only comedy of the bit?
No, it was just, I would say, little fillers and stuff like that, known comedy phrases that everybody says, trying to fill time. So that would, fill in. And then, I wasn't up there long.
Well, I was about to ask you, the open mic night, they give you a minute, 3 minutes? What is it?
Then I believe 3 or 5. I'm not sure. So but that was a long 3 minutes. If it was a long one.
I mean, long for you as you were grasping for material?
Well, it was. I knew it, but
I'm going up here with nothing to say.
It was long. But I kind of written that down, and I knew that particular set or the way that I did that, I would only be able to do that time because that's my first time on stage. I can't go up there the next time and
do it again
and act like I don't know what I'm doing.
Right. So if you had this written, did you know they were going to sign you up? Did you know you were going up?
No, I kept it. We've had discussions because there were comedians too. So I was just going, and they were like, man, we go sign you up.
And you're going to eventually have to get up here. And you're thinking eventually I might have to get up there.
Yeah.
All right. So the first 3 minutes of your life at Rose City Comedy, the first time you've ever been up, when it's over, are you relieved or do you say, that's not as bad as I thought it would be? How do you feel about that?
All of it. Still, now to this day, I have to calm myself down because it takes a lot still. I'm nervous anytime I'm up. It's been fun because once you get off stage, people want to, give you fist bumps and everything. Hey, man, that was a good set.
Because it's kind of a camaraderie of almost a team, but you're all playing individually.
Right, yeah. But as soon as I get off stage, still to this day, I have to run outside and just get some fresh air and just hang out there for myself. And then I'll come back in and say, hey, what's going on?
I mean, you think it's just anxiety?
I think so. Maybe undiagnosed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, have you conquered it as time has gone on with, either breathing or thinking or just doing something to make it where you're not so nervous?
I've noticed that. I mean, I think that's just normal. The more you get up, the more,
I would think there'd be a curve
Mhm.
that, maybe even the people that you've seen as comedians,
Mhm.
do some of them seem nervous too?
Yeah, I when I ask them, because
What do they say?
They say that it won't stop.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not going in.
All right. So you do Rose City for how long before you ever branch out and try someplace new?
Uh, I mean, as long as you got that bite and that drive in you, you're gonna just keep going up. I've learned to just continuously write. So I want to get up everywhere. I go to Dallas, do open mics up there. It's been times I've gone to Arlington, and they say, "Man, where you from?" I say, "I'm from Tyler," and they're impressed that I drove up there just to, up
All
there and
right.
fight.
Here's one in Dallas. It looks good. It looks like a little bit more of what people think of a comedy club. But I mean, how long is this from the day that you were signed up and went to Rose City? I'm saying, how quick are you up in Dallas giving it a try up there?
Giving it a try, probably the next month or two.
Okay. I mean, you didn't sit around and think about it. I mean, you actually started saying, hey, I'm going to look around and go out there.
I was taught, and I think this comes from me playing ball and everything. You get out of it what you put in. So I would go, even though Tyler would only have one mic at the time, Rose City. That was on Mondays. Tuesdays, I'm trying to figure out where else I can get up and go up. Wednesday, and I drive right back home.
Are you working at a job or something at the same time?
Yeah, I'm still with, the logistics. I'm still with them now.
Okay.
They allow me my schedule. I go in really early in the mornings, and I'm usually done around 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So.
Do you remember when this was in this photograph? By the outfit, by whatever?
Yeah, this was this past year. I would say this is paid. So this was, I would say, maybe September.
I mean, I'm not sure you have anything other than overalls and Stanley's clothes.
It's
I mean, there's a Stanley shirt underneath there, and later on we'll see a Stanley's hoodie.
Well, see, I work security at Stanley's when they have concerts, so I do that too. Whenever I'm not on stage or something and they have a concert, I'm at Stanley's. But it keeps me relaxed.
Well, there's another overall set, but there's there's no Stanley shirt there, but that's the Big Laugh. It looks like another comedy club somewhere.
Yeah, that's in Fort Worth.
And you remember how long ago that was?
That was probably over the April, Mayish, over the summer, I think, up there.
All right. And so, you're hitting different audiences.
Yeah.
I mean, Tyler's probably different maybe than the audience that comes out in Dallas or Fort Worth.
Yeah, I go down to Austin too, try to Kill Tony stuff, done all that. It's different crowds, different jokes that you can, go on. It's some that I still haven't said in Tyler yet, so.
What, some jokes that you said you wrote jokes earlier?
Yeah.
I mean, how often are you constantly writing something?
Because something is like, something funny happens to me all the time. You know what I mean? Most of my jokes are like relatable, just certain things that we all go through, I think. And just certain conversations that I have, I'll write something down, you know what I mean? So written, and I'll come back to it. I do it like more of a clip note type situation, bullet points.
Right.
And I do that and elaborate on it later. But I just make sure I don't try to forget stuff when it happens. Like,
what's the longest routine you've done?
I've done 30.
30 minutes?
Mm.
All right. And some people might think, I wonder, how can he remember all of that? I'm sure you have these benchmarks where you tell a story and you get to something and then you transition to something else.
Right, yeah.
And it kind of keeps it in your mind.
The writing is the hardest part, I think, of it to me. And that's just keeping the transitioning, remembering. So I'm not that great at remembering or doing with scripts, right? And I know some comedians that are able to write their set down and literally just run through it. I have to do bullet points because I'm not going to remember all of that. I'll speak on it and what I know on it, and we'll get to it. Whatever I get to on it, we'll get to it. But it just seems more natural that way. I'm not doing the same thing every time. It's going to be something different about it. So I like that. And yeah, it just helps me with like my memory. Like, all right, I know this. I do that so I don't have to take any paper or anything on stage. Just remember those bullet points.
Right. I mean, because if you're getting paid to do comedy, people don't expect you to have a note card.
Right.
I mean, right. You're supposed to be comfortable. You're like, hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing here in Austin, Texas? Or, I mean, they expect you to run right into the set.
It's supposed to be professional.
You mentioned Kill Tony, and it obviously brings up the Mothership and Joe Rogan.
Yep.
You've been down there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it works. I don't know. I've seen both of the show, but you have to get drawn out of a hat.
Yeah, with Kill Tony. Excuse me. It's you put your it's a lot of comedians for one. They all put their names in this bucket, and I think it's been up to 200-300 comedians. And if you get pulled, you get pulled
each and every time.
Right. They only, I think, maybe pull at least maybe 10.
Have you ever been pulled?
I haven't been pulled, but I've done the mics at the Mothership, so they know me and everything like that. I just hadn't been lucky enough to get the bucket pulled. I think that's and I had to.
I mean, they know, people are starting to.
Oh yeah,
see you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're from Tyler. You're not from there, but I mean, you've met people.
Oh yeah. I got friends down there that you go to those mics and it's literally you just y'all want to pick each other's brains, get each other's stories.
Kill Tony, is that show made at the Mothership?
Yeah. So I've been on stage at the Mothership and have to, leave and everything because Kill Tony's starting up and they're about to film and everything.
For people that don't know, the Mothership is a comedy club that Joe Rogan built in Austin, Texas,
right.
Kind of like he used to go to in California, like the Comedy Store.
Yep.
Right. And he said, hey, there's not anything down here. So he built it. And then Tony Hitchcliffe has that show, and he makes it there as well.
Yeah, they all it seemed like all comedians migrated to Austin as soon as that happened.
I mean, a bunch, right? In COVID?
Oh, yeah.
Right, I mean, everybody's...
Right. Yeah, they just went up there. I enjoy it. The Kill Tony is a little stressful because you want to stay prepared and ready just in case.
Right, I mean, the anticipation has got to be about to kill you, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they could go, okay, Ed Moore, you're next. You're like, what?
Yeah, you're sitting there and hadn't thought about it. You're like, yeah.
You better have something because that's a 1 minute.
That's it.
Right? Kill Tony gives you 60 seconds. And then there's a cat that's meowing.
Yeah.
And then it's over.
That's your time.
And then they go to getting you, don't they?
The interview, the interview is crazy. I would have a minute ready, down.
I would if I ever put my name in the hat.
Yeah, but you just be worried about the interview after. You don't know what they're going to ask.
Oh, no, right. You got to be quick on your feet.
Have
you ever met Tony Hitchcliffe?
Not met him.
Right, have you seen him?
Yeah, just see him walking around town or something like that.
Have you seen him in the club? I mean, like the Mothership? I mean, do you...
Oh, yeah, you hanging around the Mothership. He'll be around there. There's so many bars and things that they go to and hang out before they have to do their shows or go on stage that's in the area. So,
I mean, because a couple of drinks seems like it might be helpful to the comedian. I don't know that.
I've learned. I've tried it.
I mean, right. I mean, some people, I would think, get a little bit more animated, outgoing. Other people, maybe it affects them differently where they're not as good, can't remember, depending on how much you use.
Yeah, that's want to calm you down, I'm sure, but it depends on the show, I guess. I don't know. Like I have those sometimes, and I man, I might need something or a beer or something before going on. But then there's some I'm like, no, I don't even want to test it.
I mean, I'm sure you've tried it. I mean, you can yourself now with 1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beers, and doing a show versus no beers or no liquor, right? I mean, who's a better Ed Moore?
On stage, Comedic wise, no drinks.
Okay.
I'll wait.
I think I would be funnier, honestly. But you know, I'm not you.
I think it's the style of comedy too.
I mean, I'm getting funnier as we go along because there's some Ciroc in this cup. I'm just kidding.
Hey, but
I'm just kidding. But all right. Is there also camaraderie down there around the mothership with everybody, even if they're not famous or even very good, but because they're trying?
Yeah. People respect the grind.
And that's what I say.
Yeah.
I've got to write on my paper, grinding. That's what they call it, right?
Yeah, people
grinding it out. Open mic nights, any mic you can find, bomb, bust, good, whatever, right?
You're paying dues. That's all it is.
You're paying dues. You're learning things that maybe you can use later, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, do you find yourself with your bullet points or things that you can tell a crowd thinks is funny?
Yeah.
And then you can kind of use that in some of the other bits when you write?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly. I learned from it, add something from another joke to that, you know what I mean, that would do great or sound better. This over here sometimes, that's how it's just trial and error.
You know, I could see, and I've heard comics complain about so-and-so stole my material. Is that ever a thing? You know, where you go down there and you hear some joke, you come back up here, or somebody does, and they kind of make it their own?
Mm-hmm. That happens.
I guess because, if it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah, it's frowned upon.
Right, I was gonna say.
Nobody, you never want to be accused of it, but at the same time, it's like there's nothing that hadn't been said under the sun. You know what I mean? There's some type of...
Right. There's some variation of almost any situation. Yeah. I mean, when you started thinking about comedy, writing, going out, I mean, did you identify with any particular comedian, his style, her style?
I enjoy storytelling.
Dave Chappelle.
Chappelle
tells the story the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
It's never a, quote, joke, is it? Like, did you hear about the guy who came down to the restaurant?
Yeah.
And it's never that, is it?
No, it's never that, but he has those. I always keep those in my pockets. They'll come up, I'll think of them, but then I'll be like, all right, just put that to the side in case, I may need an extra 30 minutes or something, or 30 seconds, right. Just throw that over there. But Dave Chappelle, Ali Sadiq, I'm a big fan of his. Cat, I love Tom Segura.
Cat Williams.
Yeah. All those guys, I feel like there's a style of comedy for everybody. I've seen, being on the road, and you've seen some stuff that I'd be like, man, that I didn't even know that existed, you know what I mean? But it would be people laughing, so.
Because Cat Williams, he also talks in stories. I mean, he rambles on and tells a story for 20 minutes, and just makes something funny in it along the way.
Yeah, you gotta, I had some comedians that, they've, having conversations with them, they've broken it down to a science. This is how many laughs you want to get in this amount of time.
Right. Early on.
Yeah, to be considered, you know what I mean? If you're an open micer, you want to go to this level, you need to have this many laughs a minute. You want to start getting paid and doing this, you want to get this, you want to be the headliner, you need to have this many
So,
laughs.
I mean, there is it's been analyzed by people that decide who gets a mic, who gets paid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's mostly how the crowd reacts.
Yeah, it's how the crowd reacts. You got bookers and everything that'll be at those open mics, and they'll say, hey, man, what are you doing this weekend? Or what are you doing on the so-and-so? And like, hey, I'll be on it. Wherever it is, I'll be there.
I mean, you're new in this, and a comedian, doesn't bring equipment, just brings his or herself to the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to have any type of agent or manager or representation?
I have been thinking about that lately.
Because, I mean, you don't want to give up 15% of any part of your money, but at the same time, if they can get you shows that outweigh that by a bunch, you don't care.
Right. Yeah, I'm all for it. I'm open to it because I don't want to do that on my own. I lose track of, I get sidetracked and forget about dates and stuff like that, or until this time, and I'm like, oh dang, I did agree to that. All right, let's go and do it.
Yeah, because I mean, if you didn't show up or something, that might hurt you.
Yeah. So I always go, but it's a surprise. I would rather have it like written down or something popping up, like, oh yeah, I forgot. Okay.
All right, most of the gigs right now that you're going out and doing, are they 1 minute, 3 minutes longer? What are they?
I haven't done anything other. If it's a mic, I may do 5, but nothing under 10 right now.
Everything is over
10 and up. Yep.
All right. And is that what they expect and want when you get there? You know that going in?
At least. Sometimes a little more, they'll let me know.
All right. Now that's a long time, which, the longer it is, the more chance you have to do well or to bomb, if you will, right?
Right.
Tell us about the roughest crowd or the worst outing that you had and where it was.
Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport.
Well, they had a comedy club?
They had a comedy club. It was a comedy club. It was more of that was an open mic.
All right, set it up for us. You go over there, you get up there, people are there. In the open mic, is there an order system, or do you just draw, or how do they line them up?
It depends on the venue, I think. You have some that'll do that.
When did you come up that night?
I was around the end, I think.
Okay, so you're at the very end. So did you recall whether the people before you were funny?
Oh, it was just a tough crowd.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a
tough crowd. I mean, they were, and of course, the longer you are towards the end, the more alcohol that's been consumed.
Yeah, they're not.
Right?
Yeah, they're not even paying attention.
Right. I mean, this is boo. I mean, right?
No, I haven't got any booze.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's what I was about to get to.
I'm proud of that. I stand on that. No booze yet.
This is a tough crowd in Shreveport that night, and so what's happening to you?
I just read the crowd wrong. It was it was. I thought I had some jokes that.
What kind of crowd did we have in Shreveport?
It was a club.
Okay,
and I thought I had some pretty good material. You know what I mean? But it was the ignorance of me is different. It's more than one letter in that thing. Yeah,
you weren't. Maybe you weren't progressive enough, or you didn't understand the situation. And none of your stuff was hidden, right?
Yeah, some of it hit, but it was just it was like nobody's done anything tonight, so I was just a shot in the dark.
All right, so we're gonna blame all the comedians before you because you couldn't overcome how bad they
were
done.
Terrible.
Okay, they were terrible. Most of them,
no.
Oh, they weren't.
They're still buddies. Yeah,
it was the crowd. Okay,
yeah.
All right, so that's the worst. Tell us about, a good feeling, like one of the best, bits, routines, period of time that you got up there and you felt like you really killed it.
I'm always critical of myself, so nothing is.
I mean, all the greats are, Ed. Yeah. All the greats are.
I'm pretty critical of myself, so it's
Ed, you went 18 for 19. I know, but I missed that one.
Yeah, I always feel like I could do better at some point. So, but people will come up and say, "Hey, man, that
was good.
That was good. You did this," because they've been other comedians that I hang out. We go out as a crew and go to all these mics. I'm not alone. It's like we're a team. So they'll get up and be like, "Man, you flowed into that one different than you did the other day, man. That was nice. It went smoother." And like, all right, that's what I want to hear.
Have you ever heard of a dude named Sean Bryant?
I can't.
White guy. I saw him doing some comedy one time a couple of years ago, and it was local, and I thought, and I heard he was into it a little bit, but I haven't seen anything from him since. I don't know if he's still in it.
I'm not sure. Now, I've heard stories of comedians, that have like taken breaks since I've started that were really good. Now, I want to meet those guys, but I just hadn't been able to run into them yet.
All right. So let's say I've never gone to Rose City Comedy Club, right? And today it's on Old Jacksonville. It's in the old Laredo Cantina space.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled down there on a Monday night, and open mic starts when?
I believe it starts at 7:30.
What's this place like? Do they have a bar? Do they have food? What's going on in there?
Yeah, it's a full bar and food. I don't know, a full rest, but they have.
I think you have to serve appetizers.
Yeah, appetizers and things like that. But yeah, it's a big step from where it started.
That's what I was about to say. For the people who had gone to Rose City Comedy Club on Front Street and thought, this isn't that nice, what they've got going now is definitely in the right direction. It's the comedy club that we have right now. Myself and a couple buddies are working with a place called Sky Lounge Bar. That's on Broadway, and we're going to be starting an open mic ourselves. I didn't even know if that was still open.
Yeah, it's open. Wednesday night, starting the 21st of this month, January 21st, open mics also.
Okay, so Sky Lounge will have a Wednesday night mic that people wanting to try comedy can go to.
Yeah, we felt that.
That's right across from Bill Day Tire.
Right.
On Broadway, right?
Good.
Right before you get to Bergfeld Park.
Good
and
location.
They got a liquor license.
Right.
They sell food. I've been there. And so I guess y'all are going to tee it up.
Good staff and ownership and everything. Really nice people. They wanted comedy, and with us, with the local comedians and everything, some of them aren't, they don't want to travel as much or like get on the road and things like that, or may just need to stay home for work or something like that. So,
they want to do comedy. They just love it, right? And they're not going to make a living in Tyler, are they?
I mean, it depends on them. Like I said, you get out of it what you put in. So,
can you make decent money going and doing these shows at places like Rose City Comedy Club around here locally?
They bring people in. I'm sure. I don't know their contracts, but I'm sure they're doing pretty good. I know comedians that only do comedy right now, and I'll be there. I get there.
I mean, that's your goal, right?
Yeah, that's my goal, to work for a couple hours a day.
You've been to Nacogdoches, I've seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some kind of comedy biker bar club.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I wonder the experience of the the black comedian down in deep East Texas in Nacogdoches at a biker bar. I mean, I'm just visualizing what that crowd's looking like.
Hey,
what are they looking like?
No, honestly, I was worried about it being a biker bar, but then I realized that every person that had a bike, nobody had a full set of limbs, So I was like, they're not really good at riding bikes. So even if all of them together is like 3 guys, I can handle that.
But I mean, they were injured riding it, or they were veterans, or what?
Yeah,
were
they were injured riding.
Okay.
They were injured riding. Leg here gone, arm here gone. But they were really nice. I think I think they they wanted to they gave me a tour. Anything I wanted. I think they saw the look on my face when I pulled up and the worry in my eyes.
But I mean, did you enjoy that?
Oh, I enjoyed it. They were great.
And they were probably glad in Nacogdoches to have some different type of entertainment.
Oh yeah, the crowd was great. The crowd was into it. Everyone that was on that show killed. I was glad that they had me. I'll go back anytime too.
Now, you mentioned the Liberty Theater. You had a performance there. And it's over here, and it was at something called Cheese In Fest. Is that right?
Cheese In Fest.
This is you and the outfit and the Liberty.
I like Ford. Ford is cool. I like how they have a situation, like a name for every situation that you could go through. You know what I mean? Like when you first get a car, man, you like a Ford Explorer. You live on the Ford Edge. You like to go on Ford expeditions and excursions with your buddies. When you bring your buddies along, it turns into a Ford Fiesta. And then when you're having too much fun at that Ford Fiesta, one of your buddies might try to get a Ford Escort. That one could get a little shifty, you know what I'm saying? Because, shit, that Ford Escort could be a hybrid. And that's when shit gets tricky. Shit can get tricky like that. You know what I mean? But you got a Ford Focus. Because you might have the Ford Escape.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is with the Cheesing Fest, when I was with the crew, I did a lot of groundwork and moving around and just running, ripping around and trying to help the production go on and make it happen.
Who put on? I mean, Cheese and Fest must be some name for a comedy show that y'all put on at the Liberty.
Yeah, it was a comedy show at the Liberty. That was the big fest. We held open mics and everything like that at downtown, also at True Vine Brewery. But because of construction and everything, they're gone and decided to go back over to Earl Campbell. But we started. Some friends of mine started Cheese and Fest just to bring those Austin comedians and everything and Dallas comedians that we were cool with to Tyler. So Tyler would get to see him and everything like that.
Well, it seems like some of your best material was part of the show that we watched. It was about a minute and a half, and it was mainly about a Ford automobile.
Mm-hmm.
What was the inspiration for that?
Bored on the road, getting stuck behind people, and just memorizing what kind of car they drove.
I mean, it seems like kind of a smart, funny way to put all the models of a Ford together in the experiences that people might have in them.
Yeah, it would be. I'm just like that when I see a Nissan Rogue and it's driving crazy or something. I'll be like, yeah, that Nissan's gone pretty road.
Yeah.
So like
but I guess that's what when you looked at the Ford and you started seeing all the names.
Yeah. All of them made sense in a way if you just pick and put them around.
All those Ford names were something somebody could be doing, like having an excursion, trying to escape, right? Yeah. Having a fiesta.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a good, I put it in the show and, we looked at it because I think it probably showcased one of your best moments in comedy thus far.
Yeah, I say that for sure.
I mean, just your delivery, the confidence you've had up there, and the content of that bit was probably the best I've seen so far.
Yeah. That was that day. I didn't have enough time to think about it. I was ripping and running so much, and I just went up there and did it. Wasn't too much in my head at the time.
I saw something more recently. It was called Mo Seasoning. It looked like it took place over at the old Emmett Scott, somewhere around there. What was that?
That was a Cheese and Fest production also.
Who is Cheese and Fest?
Cheese and Fest was, I would say, myself, young lady, Tony Robinson. She runs it. I would say now, mostly her. But as a start, it was.
What's the goal of this Cheese and Fest company? To hold events and get comics from inside Tyler and outside Tyler to come to them?
Mm-hmm. Those like Kill Tony fans and those guys that are, doing their thing down in Austin and Dallas and everyone, just people we've met and comedians were like, hey man, we'd love to have you in Tyler sometime. Like, really? Yeah, we want to come down to Tyler.
Just, it gives them another place just to try out new material.
Right, new material, just reach a different audience, you know what I mean? If you want to try them new material, but you can reach a different audience down this way. We don't have, other than Rose City and nothing on them, we're not trying to compete or anything.
No, right.
But, it's just, we like it's Tyler, man. Tyler's growing, so.
Right. Longview doesn't have a club, do they?
They don't.
Nacogdoches really doesn't have a club, do they? A comedy club?
No.
So the closest thing is Dallas and
Shreveport, yeah.
Have you met any comics, in your trips to Austin or anywhere else that, are actually, really successful in a way that you aspire to be and say, well, you know what, I'm going to be like that if I can?
I have a few buddies. Some are local around here. I think, Kevin Hollingsworth is a good friend of mine.
Is he making money on the comedy circuit?
Yeah, he's out and about. You know what I mean? He's done things with Jimmy Kimmel. He's been in the game a long time. Yeah.
So when you're trying to get noticed, other than open mic nights, do you then utilize social media to try to get yourself out there to get seen by someone? Yeah,
that's it now. It isn't like it used to be. Yeah, social media is a big part of it. They've been getting on me about being more present on social media just because I just half the time don't feel like dealing with it. And that's what I would need a manager or something like
Yeah,
that.
right.
for,
How would anybody know about Ed Moore to give you opportunities outside of, Tyler, Shreveport, Dallas? If, how do they find you or know you?
I've gone, yeah. It's been, you do those shows and everything up there in Dallas, or, those are the ones that I go to or something like that right now. But when I'm there, I do my best. I kill, hopefully. And someone there will be like, hey, man, you want to come up to Oklahoma? We got a show in Oklahoma, and just reach that crowd. And then you kill it there and you just keep spanning out.
What's the goal? I mean, what's a realistic expectation for Ed Moore? As you go out, you're doing well, you're getting people's attention. What do they ask you to do that you're not doing now? That's kind of a step up in the comedy world.
I guess the social media right now. I would say skits and things like that.
I mean, you're not going straight to the Netflix special in your mind.
Right. No, not at all. I want to. So initially, I got into it to write. Like I said, I grew up watching Saturday Night Live and things like that, and wanted to really write good material and skits for other people. Because at the time, I still wasn't used to being out in the limelight.
When you say skits, are you saying something that's physical like Saturday Night Live, or are you saying like a routine of a stand-up comedian?
That's physical, like a whole, not just a production, like a short, how do you, little 5-minute part of something.
Like In Living Color?
Yeah.
Those type of skits?
Yeah, those types of skits.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get out, I wanted to start off and writing those, and I wanted that to be my main thing. But
there's nowhere to do that, is there?
Right. I found out that the best way to get your material out, at least, is to get up there on stage and say it yourself. And then I found out that, hey, I'm not too bad at this, and the skits would come a little later, but this isn't too bad.
I guess, has there been anything, somebody's reached out to you, asked you to come up, that's kind of excited you or felt like it was kind of a move in a positive direction other than just going to open mics?
I mean, man, I appreciate this. This is big time, man.
Well, no, I mean, we wanted to have you on the show because we think we've caught you early, right? Early in your career. And it'll be interesting to see, with what your focus is, how you do from here. And so, if you could have anything happen to you in the near term, what would it be? Would it be somebody from Oklahoma City call you and say, hey, come down to the comedy club here and do a 30-minute gig? What would it be?
My biggest goal right now is, I guess, to be a headliner at a show.
All right. And so that's good. That gives us some perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a show, a paid show where you're getting paid, right?
Yeah.
What kind of pay can a comic expect, that goes to some of these paid gigs in Dallas and Houston, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and you're part of a series of comics, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, what can they pay you?
Well, it depends on where you are on the lineup. The headliners are always going to get the big bucks. But I'm right there in the middle, right there in the middle.
But I mean, okay, for you to drive up there, have gas, maybe spend the night or not, how much they got to pay you for it to be worth it? Or do you just want the mic time?
You want both. You just got to understand early in the game like that, you're not, it's going to be times like that. That's that you're paying the dues. I've gone, they give me.
Is anybody paying you while you're paying the dues?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You get paid, but it's pretty much, it's nothing. You can pay a couple bills with it, a few bills right now.
I mean, they at least throw in a couple of free beers at the bar?
You get some tickets and everything for the bar. They'll pay you. They pay for your board if you need to stay, or and your gas and everything to get there. So I mean, you walk out with still more than you went in with. But it's like, how many times do I have to do this in the week? I want to do it one time and be good. Like some guys I know, they just do 1 or 2 shows in a weekend and they're like taken care of for that. I'm like, man, I guess that's what I want to. I want to get to where this is my job.
Right now, in your 2-year anniversary of being in comedy, what's the most number of shows you've done in a week?
6.
All right. I mean, that's a heavy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I'm assuming you ran the same routine or bit that all 6 times?
No.
No?
No.
Was it the same comedy club?
No. Not the same comedy club. I'm the type of person that I get weird if I say the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? So that's why I do the bullet points and things like that. None of it would be the same. I read the crowd. It could be, predominantly, this is, you know what I mean, a fancy crowd.
Right.
Don't talk about, they won't relate
Right.
on certain things. So yeah, it all changes. Go up.
Politics is a dud, in my opinion, on the comedy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because half the audience is not going to like it,
Yeah,
half of it might be with you, right? I mean,
So yeah, I don't know if I even have any political jokes.
right.
You know
I
what
mean, I would think that would be like, worse than religion in a way.
Yeah.
In comedy, people can kind of laugh at religion and not be upset, but politics, it seems like people are so dead serious.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I try right now early in is I try to make sure with the jokes that I do right or the things that I say that they can be repeated. You can repeat them at work or something like that, word for word. Don't have to leave anything out, and you still won't get in trouble.
Right. I mean, and that was going to be my follow-up question. I mean, Eddie Murphy actually Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor kind of started the bad language.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Red Fox even before him. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that was my favorite. Plain brown dirty rapper, whatever. I was a little kid, and I'm used to seeing Fred Sanford on Sanford and Son.
Yeah.
I get a hold of this tape.
Totally
I'm like, that's Red Fox. He's like, what in the world? I was like, I couldn't believe that was the same guy in middle school or,
Yeah.
when I heard it. But Red was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Pryor was funny. Eddie was funny, but there's a lot of profanity. There's a lot of things that you couldn't say that your coworker could repeat at work.
Well, yeah, right, I mean, yeah, but it's up to them if they want to do that. They might, it might be frowned upon, and you might have some eyes, but now for the most part, nothing too crazy. I had to take a step back, and I noticed I was like, man, am I a clean comic?
Are you? I was going to ask you, I've seen that the comedians have been categorized from Christian comic to, family friendly, over to, adults only, explicit, whatever, right? I mean, it's almost like a rating for a movie.
Right, yeah. But even with the clean comic thing where I found out it's clean, it's relatable. And all it is, I could add a few curse words in there. It's not a big thing. It's not like I shy away from it. But like I said, I always think about other people saying it and kind of looking out for them or whatnot. That's easy. Filling in words and stuff like that is easy. I did a show, mic one time where it's called Punchlines and Punishments. And they give you 5 minutes and you have certain rules for your set that you have to do, and they'll give you like a little shock thing on you, to where you'll get shocked if you curse or just say or use filler words like the word like. They'll keep you from doing that, and that keeps your set strong throughout it. You know what I mean? Lets you know that you don't get that.
How is the word like? How's it used to kind of? It's a filler.
It's a filler. It doesn't have. I mean, it's only a few times you can use it to.
Like when you ever, that's the way.
Yeah, like, cause we use it so much now, and not just everyday language. But I mean, if on stage, there's other words that you could use other than like, and all it did was just kind of expand your vocabulary in a way. And yeah, I enjoyed it. That was one of my favorite sets.
I mean, that was a set, but it almost seemed like a training.
Yeah, it was training. Yeah,
training.
I appreciated it. We don't have a lot
to make your routine tighter
and stronger.
Your language more precise.
Right. Yeah. Every word means something.
Right. Instead of just talking in generalities, and I think that's less funny anyway. People that just generally talk, and when people get to specifics, that is real life. That seems true. I mean, that seems to hit as funny a lot of times.
Yeah, like that word was put in there for a reason, on my set. So like that was there for a reason. The more I get into it, but yeah.
How many shows, individual opportunities on stage would you say you've done from that first night at Rose City to right now?
I have no clue. I was thinking about this the other day, and that is my New Year's resolution. Actually count every time I'm up. I want to see.
Your schedule going into January 2026 is tonight's Monday night. I guess you'll be down at Rose City?
Yeah, I'll go down.
And will you be on stage or will you just be there to watch with some of the other people?
Yeah, if I'm ever there, I'm getting up. I'm not there to waste no time.
And is it just a sign up?
Yeah, it's a sign. Yeah, you sign up for the open mics. You get there at a certain time. I think they hold the sign ups. They either do them online or in person.
How long is the open mic session? It's the whole night?
Yeah, now we'll have about maybe about 15 sign up, 15 to 20 comedians.
When it's over, that is the 15th comic has given them their best. Then what?
Go home.
Is it over or is it a bar? People are hanging around talking?
People are hanging out. They'll hang out at the bar. Now, they used to be, well, I won't say even at Rose City, right? But if you go and do a mic, most comedians, there's another mic somewhere, so they'll hang around for a little bit and go and push and try to get up on stage again the same night.
But you can't do that at Rose City, can you?
No,
because there's not another place to go.
Not another place, but like Dallas or something, you could get up 3 times on a Monday.
Different places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could just drive across town.
Yeah, in Austin, I like it because everything is pretty much on 1 or 2 streets. It's all in walking. You don't even have to get
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, you don't have to get in your car or anything. You just walk to it, But Dallas, you might have to do a little drive.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still an option. You don't have that here. That's why we wanted to at least build this Wednesday night back up.
With Sky?
Yeah.
Well, where was Wednesday night before when you say build it back up?
Well, that's when we had it at True Vine.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
And what is it about the construction at True Vine that's stopped the comedy?
Well, I don't know if it was
you're talking about downtown.
Downtown, it was it's hard to get around there. Construct parking.
True Vine's left, I think. I thought they were making something else out of that spot.
Yeah, they've gone. Yeah, True Vine is left. They're mainly over there on Earl Campbell.
Right.
Yeah, at the big place.
But they allowed for an open mic on Wednesday nights?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure on that night. You know what I mean? But I mean that venue.
Yeah.
But we figured, if they wanted to continue doing things, they just let us know.
Houston, you haven't mentioned, and I would think that Houston, as big as it is, with a lot of entertainers and entertainment, that Houston would be a spot, you'd be trying to get down to.
I am. I have a few shows lined up at the end of this month in Houston. Those will be my first paid gigs in Houston. But Houston is just, that town scares me, man. It's just the traffic and everything. It's too big.
The traffic is tough.
So I've kind of just stayed away, knowing that one day I am gonna have to go and everything. But yeah, it's fun. Houston's fun.
You have some booked gigs to go to?
Yeah.
How did you get those? I mean, did you call them or did they contact you?
They'll contact me. There's usually whoever's running the show, the headliner or something. He might have someone that he wants to bring in with him.
Like he met you somewhere else?
And he'll hit me up and be like, hey, man, I got this so-and-so. Would you mind do what you want to? I'm like, sure, I'm not turning anything down, man. Let's do it.
Would you say there's, more comedy club availability than there are comics right now, or there's more comics with not enough places to go?
Too many, more comics than places to go.
Okay, so you say there's more people that are in comedy and would want to be in it and would get up on the stage if there were more places to go.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to have. The local comedy scene here is bigger than people expect. We just have Rose City or whatnot, and what we have over here at Sky, but as far as the crowd, there's been times that I've been in Dallas or somewhere else doing
there was
a show.
Less people.
No, well, it'd be people that I run into that are from Tyler, comedians and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I was like, I never even met you. Like, there's nowhere to be down there.
Right. They were going to where the opportunities were.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody who's listened to this and they don't know Rose City. They've heard about it. Maybe they've never been to it, especially the one on Old Jacksonville. I mean, on open mic night, you say there could be as many as 15 comics lined up to do 1 minute.
Oh no, they're like 3 to 5, I believe. It depends on how many sign up. So if it's up to 20, yeah, you're not going to get 5 minutes each or anything. Maybe 3 or 4, but most of the time they don't let you do anything less than 5.
All right,
that's long enough for them. I've almost tried to sign up as some aliases and do another 5 later on in the set, but I don't want to do that.
All right, so you got all these comics. What about the people in the crowd? I mean, are there more comics than people at the show? I mean, what's it like?
That's hit and miss. Sometimes it is, Yeah, I've seen it. But you got to give every show, you got to treat every show the same. Give it 100%
You're practicing.
It's practice. Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't matter. I've never been that type of like, well, I don't care. There's only 2 people out there or something like that. No, every time you get up on stage, you're going to figure something else out, something new. You know what I mean? It's just up to you to do it.
There's musicians that's talked about that where, paying their dues, grinding, where they play, there's 10 people in there, when they had a show. It's kind of like that, or it can be.
Some of the best advice I've gotten was, hey, don't give it 100%. Don't find your voice in comedy. It's going to be hard to do that. And I'm still, I think, trying to find that. You never know. I'm trying to find my style. I'm more of a calm, laid back guy, but comedy-wise, I've done sets where I've been real lively and nose killed or something, but it kind of, it's weird. You got the other advice, don't step on my laughs. Let the crowd finish laughing before I go into another joke. Just let them laugh, know that you're funny, let them get it out, and then start your next one. It goes,
That's part of being a showman and a performer, right? Yeah. Is to not move too quick and to kind of sense the crowd.
Gotta feel it.
Kind of work the crowd, right? I mean, and when you sense something is working, you probably continue to head in that direction as long as you can.
As long as you can, yeah. Once you get that, you can tell when it's time to go on and finish up on that.
Now, as a comedian, you say trying to find your voice. I guess is that, what's your style going to be? Are you going to develop a signature style?
You want a signature voice or a style. People will remember you, I would say.
Right, like Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
Back in the old days. I mean, the dude was screaming, right? I mean, that was kind of his stick.
That was his.
Right? And then other comedians, I'm trying to think of one that was so monologue, like, I'm just trying to do that. I mean, there's some people that do like that, right?
There's some people that like that.
Dave Attell.
Dave Attell, people like him. I mean, he's a legend.
Totally different, the way he goes about it.
But then you have someone like Gallagher that just comes out and smashes watermelons into the crowd. You know what I mean? Or you got prop comics like Carrot Top and things like that. Or magicians, Penn and Teller. There's so many different.
Right. I mean, I don't see you in the Penn and Teller. Do you?
I've thought about it.
Have you? Do you know any magic?
No, that's what I was planning on learning close magic. And then I think that if I tried it on stage, that would make people laugh because they know that I do not know what I'm doing up there.
But I mean, could you go somewhere and learn magic tricks that you know of that people couldn't tell that you were, manipulating behind the scenes and it looked funny?
I'm trying to figure that out. I know that I don't think I don't feel like reading about it in the book. I don't want to learn magic by reading it. It wouldn't transfer well.
You're hands on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to teach me and show me and what.
How do you slip that card into in my coat?
Yeah, if I'm reading it, it'll be
all
terrible.
right, so you're probably not going to be that.
Probably not.
Your voice is migrating in the direction of, what do you think you'll be your style? Are you this kind of chill, calm, hey, one day I walked over here and saw this guy, is that you?
I think I have that just kind of calm nature, just.
Your forward bit wasn't that calm.
Yep.
but it was kind of in that
Yeah,
vein,
it's
right?
more. Yeah, it's more. I'm having more of a conversation. You
Right,
know what I
like,
mean? Not trying to
You
sound
and your
too
friends going to go on a ride. They're going to get in their excursion to go on an excursion,
cool.
right? That was kind of situational, though. Life experience, it could really happen, right? I mean, that's
Right,
kind of
right.
what. Do you write stuff? I'm sure you got a book.
Right. Yeah. A few of them.
Everybody has a book. You keep good ideas written down,
Right.
and then you probably look at them later.
You'll always. Yeah, I still go back to my very first book, you know what I mean, and see an idea that I thought of back then, and just me being in it a little longer, I'm like, oh yeah, I could do something with that, or add it to something that that I've written that's new, like, oh, I forgot I did say that or wrote that.
I mean, do you have something that you've written thus far that you feel like is your best? Is there some bullet point, phrase, bit, anything that you say, man, this is probably the funniest thing I've written?
To me, no. You know what I mean? All of them are my babies.
All right.
But it's been people like, really, hey man, you got something with that. You really need to do that.
All right. Okay. So that'll be my question then. Something that's you've either experienced from the crowd's reaction or somebody said to you, got something.
The Ford thing for sure.
Okay. Is that, I mean, we've seen kind of your development and probably your best part of your routine in the 2 years you've been doing it. We've seen it on the screen here today.
All right.
I know. I mean, is that right? Because I don't know all your routines. I haven't seen you.
I've done some pretty good ones. Like I said, they're all my babies. That was just I think that actual set was I don't know what to even call it.
I mean, the crowd.
There
was a good crowd.
Good crowd. That was the first time I'd done that joke. You know what I mean? The very first time even trying it out.
And you let it out at the end.
Yeah, let it out at the end.
Right. I mean, it was your last.
Just in case.
And before you dropped the mic, you were out.
That's it. If it don't go, I'm already gone. I'm off the stage.
Yeah.
I'm off the stage.
Liberty, I haven't been in there since they redid it, but I could tell the crowd seemed lively. In that, I don't know how many people were in there.
I don't remember the exact amount, but we had a pretty good show. We used two venues for that. For that festival, I think we had a setup over at ETX Brewery down the street,
right,
on Broadway.
But I mean, like in the crowd watching that routine that you did, that we've looked at part of, how many people would you say were in the crowd?
Maybe a couple hundred. I don't know.
I mean, it was that many?
Yeah, it was a pretty good crowd.
Well, I mean, because people that are thinking about this, maybe somebody watches this podcast show, and they're thinking about, I've always wanted to get on stage. I've always wanted to go to open mic night, but I'm a little nervous about it. People are going to think I'm dumb. People are going to say I look stupid. I mean,
they already think that before you get on stage. Don't worry about it. Nothing's new.
Right. They've seen people bombing before.
Yeah.
The one thing you can hold in your heart, you won't be the worst.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that right?
I've seen, yeah.
You've seen people that are just like the break dancer in the Olympics from Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect example of, that's not breakdancing.
It was cringy.
And people could look at somebody you've seen before and go, man, that's just not comedy. Can you be so bad that you are funny?
Austin is a place that you will see a lot of that.
I've seen some guys on Kill Tony. I was like,
yeah,
what is this guy doing?
Some people are like fans and everything and think that they can still, get up there. But man, you got to know what you're doing. You got to be in it you got to take it serious.
I mean, I'm serious. When I ask, have you ever seen somebody so bad that people were laughing?
Yeah. They're not laughing with you. They laughing at them. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean,
that happens.
And people that you've seen, because this is all walks of, there's no barrier to being a stand-up comedian.
All right.
I mean,
there's no
anybody in Tyler, Texas, the surrounding area can drive down there tonight to Rose City, put their name on the list and get up there and talk for 3 minutes.
And have the support of everyone.
That's what I'm about to say. No matter what it's like with the crowd, there's an admiration from the people who've tried it, if you will.
Yeah, it takes a lot to even get up there. That's most of the battle.
And, it reminds me of a speech from Teddy Roosevelt that hangs in my office, and it's called "The Man in the Arena," and it basically suggests it's not the critic who counts, but it's the man in the arena, the man who's, bloodied, battled, continues to strive, failed, and maybe never even been successful. But it's the cold, timid souls of the critic who's never tried. They've never known even the feeling of, victory or failure. They're just a critic. And so, Ed, we wish you well. It's been good to get to know you here today. And we'll watch and see what happens in the Tyler and surrounding area comedy scene, because I imagine you're going to be a big part of it.
Thank you. I won't disappoint. And I appreciate you guys having me, reaching out, J. Chad, my dog.
Good to have you.
My time right now.